to Staples, young man.
Tomorrow's my big day.
Big day?
First grade.
Aw, well, Staples has crayons, markers, glue.
I need a laptop.
Oh, yeah, sure. With Staples Hot Deals, you can save up to $300 on select PCs for school.
Wait. The finances are Mom's department.
Right.
I'm looking for performance, like a Core i7 processor.
Boy, first grade has really changed.
Tell me about it.
Save big on tech for school with super low Staples Hot Deals. Right now, get up to $300 off select PCs at Staples. Ends 8/24.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its head-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Visit the Milwaukee County Zoo this summer to enjoy so many species of fun. Home to more than 2,200 animals, representing over 340 different species. The zoo educates, entertains, and inspires. Stomp back in time with the zoo's summer exhibit, Dinosaur Discovery, sponsored by Sendik's Food Market. You'll be astounded by the gigantic and scientifically accurate animatronic displays. Touch, feel, and learn about the role of predators in the ecosystem. Running through October 5th. Visit MilwaukeeZoo.org.
The weather is getting better, and we know it's the time when ladders and DIYers come out. Before you start any new outdoor projects, ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any type of work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. 5-0 win for the Cubs at Wrigley on Sunday over the Angels. Hayden Wesneski got the win. He went 6 1/3, allowing just 1 hit, 1 walk. He struck out 2. Wesneski 3 5 with the victory. Hector Neris picked up the save number 12. Miguel Amaya had a pair of hits and an RBI in the win. Michael Busch hit a 2-run homer. That gave the bullpen some insurance in the 7th inning. For Wesneski, it was his first win in 5 starts. The Cubs are trying to claw their way out of the basement of the NL Central. The Marlins beat the White Sox 7-4 in Miami. Jake Berger hit a 3-run homer in the 9th. The game-winning homer capped a 4-run 9th for the Marlins, who were down to their last strike. The White Sox coughed up 3-run leads in the last 2 games of the series. They dropped to a Major League worst 26 and 66. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Summer's greatest hits are going on now, and Macy's one-day sale has summer's greatest savings. Shop limited time specials like 40 to 60% off everything for this weekend's Backyard Bash. From the Cellar Barbecue, Henkel's, and Tupperware. 40 to 70% off fine jewelry from Effie, Levion, and more. And 30 to 55% off bras, pajamas, and more basics. Hurry in. Our one-day sale starts Tuesday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Hi, my son's teacher emailed his back-to-school list. He needs crayons and a comp book for every subject.
Okay, no problem. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school.
Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue.
You got it.
And markers?
Of course.
Oh, geez.
Can we get a card, please?
Save big on back to school with Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each at Staples.
Hey there, this is Marky B from The First Shift, inviting you to join Brian Anderson for his new radio show, Kane County Speaks, every Thursday from 9 until 10 a.m. during the final hour of my morning show. It's an election year, and Brian will discuss important local issues and interview local candidates from the perspective of Kane County Speaks. The show will feature open phone lines for your thoughts, comments, and questions, and the chat room will be open at WRMN Radio on YouTube. Kane County Speaks is citizen-driven and focused on making Kane County a better place to live and work with goals of freedom, security, and prosperity for all. To learn more about their grassroots organization, you can check them out at KaneCountySpeaks.com. Let's discuss the issues of Kane County so that you can get involved and make a difference too. It's Kane County Speaks every Thursday morning with Brian Anderson from 9 until 10 a.m. during the first shift right here on WRMN, AM 1410, and at WRMN Radio on YouTube.
Welcome to Open Book, the Gail Borden Library Show dedicated to our vibrant community. Join us as we explore local stories, events, and engage with authors, community leaders, and residents who make Elgin extraordinary. Brought to you in part by KCT Credit Union, where your financial well-being is their top priority. And now, here's your host, Leah Unser.
Hello, everybody. Clearly, I'm not Leah. I am filling in for her today. Welcome to Open Book with Matt. My name is Matt, as you know. I am the midday Matt, is what you know me as on throughout the weekday, 3 to 6, and of course also on Saturdays, Matt in the mornings with Radio Shopping Show. I am broadcasting live here from downtown Elgin, and we are going to be talking throughout the hour here about a very enriching service here, and also, of course, wonderful guests that we have with us today. I'm going to put the camera on here, and we'll make sure to do a double camera here so you can see me as well as our guest. We have Glenna Godinsky with us today. Hello, how are you doing today?
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Matt. I've been looking forward to coming on the show.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today on Open Book. Now, Glenna is the manager of life enrichment services at Gail Borden Public Library. She brings programs and services to residents of care communities who often face barriers accessing the library, such as lack of transportation or mobility. She also focuses on dementia and cognitive issues. So let's start off here with telling us, a little bit about yourself.
Oh, sure. Glad to. I have just one little piece of general housekeeping regarding the library, too. We're very excited to let you all know, and I know some of you have already heard, but we are going to go under expansion at the South Elgin branch, and we're going to be much, much larger. We're very excited to expand our space and our hours. That's going to start on August 12th, so we do have to close for about 7 or 8 months, close the South Elgin Library branch in order to get that construction done. And so in the meantime, the Rayco branch is going to be expanding their hours starting on September 3rd. So I just brought along my notes here. On Mondays through Thursdays, Rayco branch will be open starting September 3rd from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. On Friday and Saturday, you can go in from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. And then on Sundays, Rayco branch will be open from noon until 5 p.m. And that all starts on September 3rd. So just wanted to let you know about that.
Yes, very good information. Thank you again for letting us know. I'm going to have you pull your mic just a little bit closer so that we can hear you a little bit better.
How's this?
Perfect.
All right.
There we go. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, she is the manager of life enrichment services here. So tell us a little bit about what got you interested in focusing on dementia and cognitive issues. What got you interested in that? Was it something that you had experienced yourself or someone you know? Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So my mom had Lewy body dementia, which is related to Parkinson's disease. And it's a type of dementia where she did not forget who we were, because you typically think in dementia that a person has memory issues. But instead, she would see hallucinations. She would see small animals walking around. She would see waterfalls coming out of the wall. And these things were very, very real to her. You couldn't tell her that they weren't there. So what we needed to do was adjust our way of living to keep her quality of life up. And we just kind of learned different tips and techniques for working around that. At the time that she was diagnosed, we didn't have anything like a dementia-friendly community in the day. And so I'm really, really fortunate now to be able to share the experiences that I've had, bring many people on board into our advisory council who have also lived with people who are living with dementia and cared for them. And so together we can, as a community, really offer some support to the people that are going through it right now.
That's very good, yes. And someone who has had family members with dementia, my great Aunt Mary Alice did. She also had very similar experiences where there was one day she called, and said, there's a tiger in my house. And she saw it, so we completely understand that as well, people going through that. And I think that it is amazing that you have a community and a program that does focus on this and helping as well, too. So
We feel so fortunate to get to do what we do. With the library, in my role as Life Enrichment Manager, I have an all-volunteer team that helps to design and implement the programs that we give inside of senior care communities and developmental communities. And so really my program has two sides of serving seniors. It's open to anyone who is interested in being connected with the community and helping to do some research and then developing those ideas into programs that we then take and present to the care communities. And then the other side is our audiences who receive visits from us and then also access to library services and resources as well.
Very nice. Very good. So again, she focuses on dementia and cognitive issues. Again, having cared for her mother at home, she helped found the dementia-friendly Elgin area, which now is celebrating its 5th anniversary this week.
We are so excited about it. In fact, within the next 24 hours, we hope that a lot of you will be able to join us. We are going to be celebrating with Mayor Dave Captain, who helped us get the entire thing off the ground 5 years ago to become Illinois' 5th dementia-friendly community. And in order to do that, we had to have our library programs in place. We had to already be serving people who were living with dementia. And then we went through about a year's worth of work with the Dementia Friendly America group in order to earn our designation as a dementia-friendly city. And so then we realized, we're really serving more than just the city of Elgin proper. We're reaching out our entire library district in Kane County. We know we have some people within the library district living in Cook County. So we changed our name to Dementia Friendly Elgin Area because we wanted it to feel all-encompassing. You don't have to be a member of the library to attend. You don't have to live within the library district. We actually have people who come to us from Bartlett, Bloomingdale, Rockford area. So you are more than welcome if you know someone who lives outside of our area that could make the trip in. We meet on the second Tuesday of every month. And we get together at Stanley's Grill, which now has a new name, El Flaco, in South Elgin. The address is 335 North McLean Boulevard, but visually it's easy to find. It's kitty corner from the McDonald's in South Elgin and right behind the CVS. So parking is easy to walk in, and we have our own back room there. So we meet from 4 until 5:30 on that second Tuesday of every month. And it's really a social event. We are not a care support group necessarily. Instead, we get together on a social level so that people that are having similar experiences can kind of share tips and ideas and feel comfortable with each other, have a place to go out and socialize and spend time together.
That's very important, too, to be able to socialize with each other. And that actually brings me to my next thing here, too. I know that, of course, you're bringing programs and services to residents of care communities who often face barriers accessing libraries, such as lack of transportation or mobility. How do you help to get to have transportation available and even mobility as well within the community there?
Sure. Well, there's a couple things we do. When we come in with our life enrichment programs, we bring everything from the library to the residents. We currently go to 28 different senior and developmental care communities all around the library district, and it takes us about 2 months to visit all 28 because we go at 10 o'clock in the morning right between breakfast and lunch, and we do Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays that we're there. So we come in person. You'll see us every other month within your own building, and then on those off months we send activity kits over with crafts and other library materials that have been uncatalogued. So while a book might be done being on the bookshelves at the library, it still has much more of a life to go because we can take it then. Not only can it go in Gale's sales, which I'm sure a lot of you are aware of, that you can purchase some things from the library and the branches, but we also can take those items out to the people living in the care communities so that they have their hands on those materials as well. We take books, DVDs, CDs, even artwork for people's walls if they want to check out some artwork. We have audiobooks, so there's quite a lot of things that people will have access to through the programs.
That is awesome. Yeah, having those, the access to having those things too is really great, especially since when it comes to books, and DVDs, as well as some other things that I know you're going to talk about here, it can help to kind of rekindle certain things and memories.
That's for sure. What we try to do is we always bring things that are going to reinforce what's happening with the speech therapists and with the occupational therapists. So, for example, we bring a craft with us. We do the first section of the time that we're there as a large group, talking about a variety of different themes. We always have one theme per 2-month segment. So we're currently talking all about Visit North Carolina. So we talk about the festivals they have there, stories from the past, connections to history and science things that are being developed, people that are popular there and people that have lived there in the past. So that's the beginning segment. And then for the second part, we get together and do crafts on a one-on-one kind of basis. We'll go around with the residents, and coming up, this is a sneak peek for what we're going to be doing in September, October, we'll be talking about men and women of the Wild West. So we need crafts that are adult-like, but at the same time, simple enough to put together. The very perfect person in the world came to us as a volunteer. Elaine Kalasa is someone who worked at Elgin Community College, and when she retired, she joined us as a library volunteer. She's very good at putting crafts together, and she knows just the level to make them interesting, so there are decision-making processes going on here. No two things ever turn out the same, but it's very empowering, and often we'll have people create the project and then give it to someone else. So for Veterans Day, we may have something that would be relevant for that. We'll do things for staff appreciation days or special holidays for family members. People are more inclined to do a craft when they know that it's going to someone else, because in our hearts, you know, we all want to do something for somebody else and make a difference. And so this is an opportunity for that. So Elaine moved to Tennessee, the nerve, and when she did, though, she did not stop being a Gale Borden Library volunteer. Instead, she sends us monthly packets of kits like this, and then you'll see on the inside, if you are able to be watching us on Facebook, you'll see the different little pieces of paper in different shapes and orientations that people can take then to put onto the Western boot as they design their own Western boot. So we do all sorts of projects like this. Then we also bring different props with us. I'm going to show you, this is my animatronic cat named Fluffy D. Claude. Fluffy is an Hasbro Joy for All pet. And as an animatronic, we can, there we go, we can turn her on. And she is really, really helpful for people that are living with high levels of anxiety, which may be due to dementia or other physical reasons. And the more you pet Fluffy on the head or tickle her cheeks, she's going to purr. I don't know if we can pick up the purring in the
radio. Oh, yes, I hear it.
Here, but and what we have found, I'm amazed at what a difference Fluffy can make for people when they are feeling stressed out. I can hand Fluffy to someone and say, hey, you know, do you want to come and join our group? You can kind of sit in the back and you just have to listen. Just, you know, keep Fluffy back there, and people will come out and join us where they might not have been inclined to do so previously. Then we got a couple of the cats and dogs. They also make dogs for the library to own and then loan out. So that way a family can try checking out a cat or a dog first to see how it goes over with the family member before investing in purchasing one. So that's been a good thing for us at the library.
Awesome. Yeah, those techniques are really, really cool, and they're fun and amazing, and they definitely help to spark joy in people all around too. So thank you so much for sharing that. We are going to take a little time out right now, and then when we come back, we'll discuss a little bit more with Glenna on some more, of course, enriching programs, as well as some other things as well here that I've got. So stay tuned for more of the open book, and we'll be back with more in just a little bit.
Are you frustrated with the way our world is becoming? Do you want to make a difference right here in your own community? Come to the next Elgin Township Republican meeting and be a part of the change you want to see. They are committed to making our community stronger, safer, and more prosperous. Whether it's through grassroots efforts, community service, or local advocacy, your voice matters. Help build a brighter future for Elgin Township. Get involved today. Visit elgingop.org and find out how you can help make a difference. Elgin Township Republicans, your community, your voice, your future. Meetings take place on the fourth Tuesday of every month at the Elgin Township Building, 729 South McLean Boulevard at 6:30 p.m. Hope to see you there. Let's build a better tomorrow together. Are you frustrated with the way our world is becoming? Do you want to make a difference right here in your own community? Come to the next Elgin Township Republican meeting and be a part of the change you want to see. They are committed to making our community stronger, safer, and more prosperous. Whether it's through grassroots efforts, community service, or local advocacy, your voice matters. Help build a brighter future for Elgin Township. Get involved today. Visit elgingop.org and find out how you can help make a difference. Elgin Township Republicans, your community, your voice, your future. Meetings take place on the fourth Tuesday of every month at the Elgin Township Building, 729 South McLean Boulevard at 6:30 p.m. Hope to see you there. Let's build a better tomorrow together.
Michael Brown, former Undersecretary of Homeland Security and Director of FEMA, is your new full-time host of The Weekend, which airs every Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on WRMN. Each week on the popular 3-hour program, Brown offers listeners a fresh take on the weekend talk with his provocative insights into current events, politics, and culture. So late in the day on Saturday, make it a point to catch The Weekend with Michael Brown right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Ever take your car through the auto emissions lane only to experience the sinking feeling that your car has failed the test? Don't fret. Let Meineke at 376 Sundown in South Elgin fix the problem for you. Meineke's mechanics will determine the exact problem with your vehicle and suggest necessary repairs with Meineke's diagnostic service. Pass that test with help from the trained Meineke technicians. Call today for your appointment. 847-888-9644. That's 847-888-9644.
If you are 50 years and older, you are welcome to join Elgin State Bank's sponsored movie days at Elgin Marcus Theater. It will always be on the second Thursday of each month. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. At 9 a.m., you will hear a very brief message from Sherry Aschenbrenner about upcoming senior events, and movies will begin at approximately 9:30 a.m. Coffee and a donut is complimentary. You can always call the movie theater hotline number of 847-888-7976 to find out what movies are playing each month. The cost is $3 if you are a member of Elgin State Bank, meaning you have an account there, and $5 if you are a non-member. And for more senior information, catch Sherry's Senior Showcase on the third Tuesday of every month at 9:15 a.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM. Welcome back to Open Book with the Gail Borden Public Library. That is 1 to 2 p.m. every Monday. Listen in. And we also want to say a thank you. Of course, this is sponsored by KCT Credit Union. Become a part of KCT, where your financial well-being is their top priority. You can visit their website at kctcu.org for more information. As for Gail Borden Public Library, you can visit their website, gailborden.info, or also Gail Borden Public Library on Facebook as well. We join in again here back to the stage. Glenna, hello. Again, thank you so much for coming on to the show today for Open Book, to be informative and to help to inform as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Really appreciate it.
So doing some more little talking points here too. We were talking a little bit about showing the crafts and, of course, the tools that you utilize to help out with people with dementia. We wanted to talk a little bit about here, too, some of the themes you've done in the past. some of the cool
sure.
scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, we try to make things as interesting as we can because we know that as the presenters, if we're having fun, then our audience will be having fun too. So some of the big hits that we've done, Great American Amusement Parks is probably our number one theme. And I think that's because a lot of people grew up in or around Chicago and went to Riverview back in the day. And that was during teenage years where those memories were really getting solidified. And those remain with a person the longest, your long-term memories in general. So people often can talk to us about being on the rides and how scary they were, the smells of being around all the food vendors and all sorts of things that happened while they were there, the people they met and the things they did. So it's very interactive when we have our programs. We have also done the history of drive-in movie theaters, which has been interesting to see. You know, they've kind of disappeared, but now are somewhat making a comeback across the country landscape. We've talked about spring celebrations around the globe, which is very interesting to kind of in our minds travel to different countries and see what types of ways they usher in the spring. Burning of the Winter Witch. We see a lot of fires in the spring where the old is burned away so there's room for the new, that kind of thing. Meet Me at the State Fair is one that we just did in May and June to kick off our summer reading challenge. And so we love to bring props when we kick off summer reading. So for Meet Me at the Fair, we brought along a box of rubber duckies, which was the Lucky Duck game. And so people were able to select a duck, pick the duck, look at the number at the back. That's going to determine what prize you win. So because it's our 150th year at the library, we have pencils and we have bookmarks so people could win those things, which made it really fun. And then we've also done themes such as Cruising the Country is the name of our program that we do, where we visit different states. We're currently visiting North Carolina, and later this year we will be visiting the men and women of the Wild West, talking about that. We'll wrap the year up then in South America, visiting Ecuador, where they make all kinds of beautiful, beautiful flowers that they ship to the United States, among several other incredible things that we need to know about these countries. So we try to make our visits very fun.
That is really cool. There's definitely a wide range of different categories or styles that you have to mix it up, and it's, you know, there's something for everyone too. So
that's really the goal. Yeah, yeah. We try to make it interesting to men and women alike, to all different age groups, so that if there are grandchildren visiting, we often have a multi-generational program where the kids can be a part of it as well.
Awesome. Very cool. Now talk a little bit about here too, because I know that you mentioned here earlier to me about some of the buildings that you what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, we take programs out to several different locations. We started off just kind of in the middle of the road going to assisted living. And then we realized we really needed to provide something for memory care, for skilled care, and for supportive living as well. And then in 2024, this year, we've added independent living apartments to our round that we make. And so what we do is we take one program theme, let's say it's drive-in movie history, and we can tailor that program to the audience at hand, right on the spot. So if we're with a very interactive group, we might talk more about the real history, talking about different locations where the movies were made, getting into the technicalities of all that. Whereas if we're in a memory care, we'll do more of playing of the music that was popular at the time of those movies and singing. If we can get people to sing, they're sitting up straighter, they're breathing better. And most times people will know the words without having to have a cue sheet, just because, again, that's committed to long-term memory. When you do patriotic songs or songs that were in the movies back in the day, people can usually join along, and it's very empowering, which is really the goal. So we tailor the programs on site, on the spot, based on the interactions that we're having.
That's really cool. And I know I was talking to you a little bit earlier before going on to the show about how interesting it is that folks with dementia can remember things of the past in grand detail. One in particular here story was with my grandpa Carl. We had a small house fire back in 2009, our family did, and he came by and he was, in the earlier, kind of still in the earlier stages of dementia, but he comes into the house and he points up and he goes, those smoke detectors, and then he names the brand of the smoke detector, and he said, those have to be changed out every 7 years. It was something along those lines where we were always kind of like, oh, wow, just little something very specific that we didn't even think about. So it's very interesting to see that and realize that, sometimes people can think, oh, they don't remember anything. No, there's, it's amazing what they remember.
Yeah, that can happen. And it really speaks to, I think, getting rid of the stigma that dementia has, because every person is different and everyone is experiencing dementia in a different way. So I always say, if you've met one person with dementia, you've met one person with dementia. And so it's good for us to know that we can help with the quality of life for individuals when we really key in on those things that do have meaning to them and that may keep coming up, find ways to work with those things and kind of go into the world where they are. So yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
It really is interesting. And like you said before, like you said, one person, you knew one person. Everyone is an individual. And so every experience is going to be a little different. Yeah. And there might be people out there who might not know how to handle it. How to work with that person, that individual, or maybe they're working with multiple different people at one time. How does your program help people in a way, with advice and different tools that they can use?
That's a great question. Yeah, because none of us are born knowing how to do this, and it is really hard to watch someone that you love change in so many ways, and then to not know what is best to do is really, really frustrating and hard. So we do dementia awareness training that is free of charge. You'll probably all know Sherry Aschenbrenner. I get to work with her every day. I'm very lucky. We text each other back and forth with information all the time to see how we can help people throughout the community. But one thing that Sherry and I do is we offer a no-cost dementia awareness training to any business, group, or organization in the community here. It lasts only 20 minutes, so it's real easy to fit us in on a meeting or just a lunch break or something. And we've worked with a whole variety of people. We've trained the explorers for the first responders, both fire and police, so those are teenagers. And then we've worked with church groups and banks. Our largest group had 75 people in it. We did a women's club that had 6. So we're open to coming and working with you. In fact, here at the radio station, if you'd like to become a dementia-friendly radio station, we're happy to bring the information. And what that consists of is 20 minutes time with a PowerPoint where we talk first about Dementia 101. What is it and what is it not? And then we also give communication tips. And we talk about different things logistically. For example, if you have a black entry mat by a door, that can look like a hole to someone who's living with dementia. So you may see an odd behavior where someone walks out and around that black rug. Well, if you know what's going on, it makes perfect sense. They don't want to fall in the hole. So there are things like that we can share as we learn at the same time, because really, I think we're all coming up with this together. So we're really a village trying to do the best that we can.
And that's important too, is everyone working together and realizing that you don't have to do this alone. That there are sources out there, resources out there, good people out there who can help in this. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, and Matt, you mentioned resources, so let me do my little library plug. I'm very proud of this memory care collection that we have at the main library on the 2nd floor. It's easy to spot behind the elevators because a lot of the material is purple, in purple packaging, because purple is the international color for dementia. But what we have here are things that you can check out, and even if you're not a member of the Gail Borden Library and you have a library card in another district, you can become a reciprocal borrower. And you just bring your library card to Gail Borden, and as long as you're in good standing, they can set you up with a reciprocal borrower card, which allows you to go up and check things out from this collection. So I would advise you to give that a try. If you know anyone who's living with dementia, the best thing you can do is go visit them. Isolation is a real problem with people living with dementia. They tend to lose 2/3 of their friends when they get a diagnosis. And the physical equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes is what happens per day when you are isolated. So there's a big physical change that takes place, and mental as well. So the best thing we can do for our friends and family, our loved ones that are living with dementia, it might be an uncomfortable conversation, or there might be no conversation at all. But spending time with them and using props like this can really help. We have puzzles that are easy to put together. It could be something that maybe you're just doing the puzzle while you're chatting with someone and they're listening. it does make a difference for someone. We know that it can boost their mood for up to 48 hours after you've gone and given someone a visit. So we have puzzles, we have memoirs, we have medical information. We also have books for the person who is living with dementia. Most people who have dementia can read all the way to the latest stages of dementia, and it's very empowering to be able to still read. So come and check out some of those materials for sure.
Absolutely, yes. If you're interested, and again, that's at Gale Borden Public Library is where it's located. If you are interested in doing that, yeah, spending time with people with dementia is important. Even if even if they just want to stay in one setting, that can make all the difference too. Sometimes you maybe want to try taking them out. Maybe they don't feel comfortable doing that for whatever reason, and it's good to see what works for them, and so that it can also work for you, so that you work together with this.
That is such good advice.
So,
absolutely. Yeah. So I have the flyer for our Memory Cafe. And so if you are a caregiver or know a caregiver, please share this information with them. Caregivers are welcome to come on their own without their person that they're caring for, or the person living with dementia is welcome to join them. So we know that, most of all of us with the Advisory Council have someone that has lived with dementia, or we're currently caring for people with dementia. And so we know that it goes hour by hour. You may have all the plans in the world to come to the Memory Cafe, and then 5 minutes before you get out the door, plans change. We understand. So you're always welcome to come. You're never late. We go from 4:30 until 5 o'clock. And we meet in South Elgin at Stanley's Grill, which is also known as El Flaco, which means the skinny guy. I think that has to do with the owner. I think that's his nickname. And so we go and we have a lot of fun. Our whole goal is to be there and be social. I don't know how much you can see for those of you that are seeing the camera, but on the flyer we have pictures of people in attendance, and we usually do some kind of a craft, or we have an entertainer who speaks with us, or an educator who gives tips on how to make things better. So it's a really good opportunity to get together. Some folks like to come by just once, and we'll have an entire 2 rows of tables full of print resource material that is based on things here locally from all different resources from people that are in our advisory council. So they can help you right here locally. And then we also get information from the National Institute of Health on different types of dementia. And I believe we're up to over 200 different identified types of dementia that are out there right now. So having information on your loved one's specific type of dementia can be very helpful as you're making plans on what you can do to try to make that person comfortable and keep your life as comfortable as well, too.
Very good. Yeah, that's a great opportunity there. All these resources. You have a lot of different resources.
We do.
That can help people too, which is phenomenal. Sometimes you think, maybe there's, people might think, well, I don't know if there's many resources out there. If you're listening in right now, here's the proof. There's lots of resources, things that you can do to help those as well as yourself too within this time.
Absolutely. Please get in touch with us. We work with Rush, which is where the Dementia Friendly Illinois headquarters is located. And so when they get new information, they're able to get that information to us, and then we can disperse that out to all of you. So one thing that the group who all meets with Rush, all of the different libraries that are serving dementia, people living with dementia and their care partners, have come up with, we have little business cards that say, please be patient, I have dementia. Or on the flip side, please be patient, my companion has dementia. Mm-hmm. Those are so helpful for going to get a haircut, for example. You can hand that to the person cutting hair, and then there's a full understanding of what's going on. So those are the kinds of small things that are big things that we can really help out with.
Very good. Well, we're going to take a quick time out right now. We've got some of the jazz music coming in through here. And then, of course, when we come back, we'll discuss more here on Open Book with Glenna. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be back again with more of Open Book here in just a little bit.
Blast Off. As Circus World boldly goes where no circus has gone before. Feel the big bang as Tina the Human Cannonball flies high.
Defy gravity with an upside-down rocketeer. Perky poodles, soaring aerial acts. Plus, camels, llamas, horses, and ponies orbiting the ring.
Jugglers, zany comedy, and space cadet music invite you to Blast Off! To family fun at Circus World.
In the mood for some great barbecue but just don't have time to make it yourself? Carry out Coleman's Barbecue on Elgin's East Side at 79 Clock Tower. Coleman specializes in ribs, tips, chicken wings, seafood, and sandwiches with sides like coleslaw, potato salad, and dessert. Try Coleman's exotic mild sauce. It's the bomb. You can also buy sauce in gallon or pint sizes. It's prepared just right. The Coleman's way. Call 224-535-8153.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast to Coast right here on WRMN 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Noory with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Celebrating 70 years of serving the Fox River Valley, WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM is proud to inform and entertain you every day with great local shows that keep you connected with the people in your community, like the Radio Shopping Show, where listeners are encouraged to let us know about their experiences with our business partners.
We did the Japanese garden, and they had a free show at the time that we went. We went over to Denny's restaurant where we did the breakfast, and then we head off to Wisconsin Dells. We did the Pirates Cove, the Knucklehead. It was just a fun 3-day trip. So thanks to you guys.
The voice of the Valley and the home of the Radio Shopping Show. You are listening to WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Discover the authentic taste of Italy at Mazziano's Pizza and Pastaria at Route 20 and Nestler in Elgin. There is one true fact of everyday life that never dulls: the simple pleasure of eating great Italian food. At Mazziano's, they'll make sure your dinner or lunch will be the best part of your day. Whether you have a taste for pizza or any of Mazziano's homemade Italian recipes, like ravioli or lasagna, they can also cater your party. Enjoy it any way you like: delivery, carry out, or dine in. Visit Mazzianos.com.
Welcome back, folks, to Open Book with the Gale Borden Public Library. This is Matt here, broadcasting live here from downtown Elgin. We have, let's see, kind of sunny, a little bit cloudy, kind of a mixture of both. But nonetheless, still, it's not super, super, super hot outside, so that's pretty nice. Staying nice and cool here in the studio here. If you want to follow along on YouTube, we are on youtube.com at WRMN Radio. If you want to subscribe to our channel, you can hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so that you can always keep up to date with our live streams and what's happening here on WRMN. If you are interested in checking out our hours of operation, that is available up on our website, WRMN1410.com. glenna.com. Now back to the show here. Hello again with Glenna here. Let me make sure I get your screen up here. There we go. Okay. Now people can see your beautiful smile. I love that. When I was talking to you too, I was like, oh my gosh, you're so confident and lively, and you're very well spoken, which I think that is really good to have someone like Glenna on this community too. So very nice.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You know, one thing that we didn't get to talk about yet that I was telling Matt during the break, I'm so excited. We have a fundraiser coming up on July 19 for dementia-friendly Elgin area. This kind of doubles as something that's a benefit for people in the community because we do a beauty day. So if you have someone who's living with dementia, and it might be a little bit of a challenge to get them out to the salon, that kind of thing, bring them down to Elgin Senior Services on July 19 between 9 o'clock and noon. You do need to call ahead to make a haircut appointment so we can be ready for you. And that phone number that you're going to call is actually Sherry Aschenbrenner's phone number. And so I know a lot of you know her from her radio show here. But let's see, her number is 847-289-2626. Go ahead and you can call right now to go ahead and schedule a haircut appointment on July 19 from 9 o'clock to noon. The people that are cutting hair are licensed hairstylists who are also advisory council members on our Dementia-Friendly Elgin Area Advisory Council. So they're donating their time, and we are asking for a $10 haircut donation. Or you can also, I should say, and you should do both, get your nails polished while you're there for $8 donation. We have a lot of people who are going to be there that day. Plus, if you like raffle baskets, that's going to be a fun thing too. And all the money goes back to Dementia-Friendly Elgin Area to help us pay for our crafts that we do at our Memory Cafe. And then twice a year, we buy pizzas for the folks that are regulars that attend our Elgin Area Memory Cafe, and all are welcome. And so that's just a way for us to kind of give back to the community by having this fundraiser and raising awareness about dementia.
Very good. Look at all this fun stuff here. Not only, of course, do you get to have fun, but you also do it for a good cause as well, a great cause.
Yes, absolutely.
As well, too. Very
so hope
nice.
to see you there. Go ahead. Call those numbers.
And for those of you who might be interested, they are still looking for volunteers. How would you want to do it? We'll let Glenna tell you.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I've described how we take our library programs out to the senior and developmental care communities, and we give programs there on site. We can expand our programs. We're currently going to 28 buildings, but we could go to more. In 2024, we started going to independent living apartments, and we can see more people within those apartments if we get more volunteers. So if you're on the fence about it, you can come and just shadow. You don't have to say a word. Hide in the background and see what it looks like first, and just see if it might be a fit for something you'd like to do. Our volunteers are able to choose the dates that they come. We have some volunteers who do just one program a month. We have some that do one program a week, and some that do multiple programs within a week. The other thing that we do is we set it up so that we always have 3 volunteers at each program. So that way, if you have some kind of an emergency that comes up, even last minute, you can cancel and there is no guilt involved because we all have things that come up. And so we understand. So that way you're not letting the group down. There's still 2 other people that are going, and no one ever has to present alone. And then the other thing, Matt, that's kind of cool, if you want to be a volunteer, there are different personality types that we're looking for. So some of you will be Johnny Carsons. You love the limelight, and you're ready to go ahead and read from the content that we provide you. Others are much, much happier behind the camera and handing things out quietly to the residents. Maybe you're passing around photos so that they can see them up close that go with what we're talking about, or you're helping with the crafts. There's always a role for you as a volunteer. So to become a volunteer with the library, you would go, you can actually in your browser just type in Gail, G-A-I-L, Borden, B-O-R-D-E-N, volunteer, and it will take you to the Gail Borden website, and it will pop up the volunteer page. We have a volunteer manager named Jeannie who will be happy to talk with you, and not only do we have opportunities within the Life Enrichment Department, but all across the library and the branches. So Jeannie can help find a good fit for you. Maybe this that I'm talking about isn't quite what you want to do, but you might be interested in doing something else for the library. So give it a chance and talk with Jeannie and see what you might be able to do.
Yeah, take a look. This is gailborden.info. It's under the volunteer opportunities. It says here it's including shelving, books, DVDs, and other materials, giving warm greetings as a program host, or even helping others learn about technology and the world of technology that we live in nowadays. Sometimes it can be like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So there, of course, are programs to help you with that and people who can help you out with that. Many ways that you can help make the library an incredible place to visit. Very cool indeed. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about here too. You have quite an amazing number of council members on for Dementia Friendly Elgin Area President.
We do. We have about 25 regular advisory council members on our dementia-friendly Elgin Area Advisory Council. And these are people that will all work with seniors in one capacity or another. It may be through home health care. It may be through moving services and downsizing services for seniors specifically who are going to a smaller space and need to determine what to get rid of and what to keep. What's the most important that needs to come with me? I can't help them figure it out, but we have people who can help with that sort of thing. When it becomes necessary to get more help and maybe have some kind of long-term care, we have navigators that can help talk with you who are not paid by you, but instead they receive compensation on the other end after there is a placement. So you can talk and talk and talk with folks on the advisory council, and there is never a charge, there is never a sale taking place. We don't sell as part of anything we do in our nonprofit. We're just there to give resource information and help you with as much as we can. We can, and the people are great about referring business to each other. So there's no competition there. Instead, we're all standing together as a village, united, really ready to help you with whatever's going on in your life right now, whatever place you're at with someone who's living with dementia, whether you just first got the diagnosis and you're thinking, what's my first step? Which, by the way, is set up your power of attorney with them. That is your first step. But then looking at financials and looking at all those sorts of things that you're going to have to consider. What about transportation? What will we do in order to get to doctor's appointments? Come to the Elgin Memory Cafe, give us a call, and we can help with that type of information to help you just keep your feet on the ground and figure out what to do next.
That's really great. Again, if you feel like you're lost, feel like, I don't know what to do, places like the Elgin Memory Cafe and these groups, and of course having numbers and emails to reach out to can be helpful. They are here for you. So don't feel afraid to do that. To call out and reach out.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So another thing here too, I wanted to mention as well, it was kind of something that kind of piqued my interest here. So when you do have different themed days, is there ever a time where there might be maybe some people who might feel like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this? How do you encourage them, or do you have something else that's also available to them as well?
Right, that's a great question. Mm-hmm. And we know that there will be things that are for certain people and not for certain people. And so absolutely. One thing that we like to do is have some side things to do. And I'll bring up that picture again so that you have it handy. This is our memory care collection that I'm so proud of down at the main library in Elgin. And so we can bring things from here for people that don't want to necessarily make a craft. Making crafts is not for everyone, but lots of times people will revert to what they did as their job. So if it was someone who was a mechanic and used their hands a lot, we have something called the Locks and Latches board, which is pretty much a fidget board. It's made up of all sorts of things. There's a padlock and there are different latches and things that you can tinker with on this gigantic board. So it's something to do to kind of burn off some energy, to bring the anxiety down, and to keep those fingers occupied. One thing that comes often with dementia is fidgety hands. People need something to do. And so we have gotten some of these materials and we make those available to people.
Very good. Very cool. Yes. So again, and the nice thing too is you said you're going to let me keep those. So these flyers that she's showing to you right now, I'm going to be able to show them during my last 15 minutes of the 4 o'clock hour during my show, the fantastic flyers. So I will be going through these again. I will be bringing them up on the screen like Glenn is doing right now for you if you are watching on the YouTube side of things. And I'll be presenting them, talking about them as well during that time. So stay tuned for that. Of course, that's going to be great also for people who maybe aren't listening in right now to get the word out again. about these different programs. So I'm looking forward to talking about those during my show too.
That is so helpful. The number one thing that you can do for us is help get the word out about these services and resources and encourage people to stop by the library because there's so much there for them.
There definitely is. Well, we do have a couple minutes left. What I wanted to say here is, of course, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It has been a pleasure talking to you. And I've been getting comments on YouTube saying, so great meeting you. Someone named Catherine says, so great meeting you in person. You must have met her in person there,
I know. Hi, Kathy.
they said, hope all is well. We say hello. Very nice. How can people reach out to you? Of course, there's gailborden.info and bringing up, of course, with volunteering. But what is the address that people can go to besides even just Gail Borden Library and some other phone numbers, too? I know that, of course, there's the RACO branch and others out there, too.
Right. Well, I have a few phone numbers that I can give you, but also let me share the Dementia Friendly Elgin Area website. You just want to type in dementiafriendlyelginarea.org. And that will bring up the website where you can get all the information that we've been talking about. You'll have contact information to get in touch with us, and you can see what we've been doing lately. Also, we maintain a Facebook page, which every time we get together, we're putting pictures up there of what we're doing. So if you want to see what it looks like before you actually come down, go on to Facebook and type in Dementia Friendly Elgin. And you'll get to see a lot of the things that we're doing and who our speakers are, what it looks like, even just the space in the room. Sometimes it's nice to know what you're walking into. So that's a good opportunity there.
Exactly. And for folks who are watching on YouTube, I'm bringing up the Facebook page and website right now, and I'll transition my screen so that you'll be able to see it here as well. So if you are interested, I lost my page. Goodness. Well, if you want to check it out, again, that is Dementia Friendly Elgin. You can check them out on Facebook here. I'll make sure to get it up on my screen so that, of course, people are able to see it. This is their Facebook page right here, so you're going to be able to see. They posted already 5 hours ago about the Memory Cafe coming up Tuesday, July 9th from 4 to 5:30 p.m. So all that information is, again, listed on Gail Borden and Info, especially also Dementia Friendly Elgin on Facebook, as well as on their website. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us here with Open Book. Again, such a pleasure to talk to you. I think that you have given out lots of amazing, priceless information to help people who are helping people with dementia, working together and knowing that there is a resource and multiple resources out there to help you and your loved ones. Thank you again so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Matt. I really appreciate it. You are not alone out there. Reach out to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much again. So this does wrap it up here. I just lost my mic there for a sec. This does wrap it up here for the Open Book. Again, feel free to tune in every Monday from 1 to 2. We'll be back again with more of our next program here in just a bit. Stay tuned.